Hey everyone, this is Sin and welcome back to my channel Stampin' Munchkins. Today I have the privilege of being a guest designer for Not2Shabby Shop and Jamie. So I hope you enjoy. This is the card we're making today. So let's get started. Here are the products. Circle die, Darcie's Hangout, cute little sloth, Lawn Fawn's Bayou stencils. It comes 2 in 1 package. Sloth Body, Teflon bone folder, accent 120-pound card base, my trimmer Tim Holtz Guillotine, Misty 2.0, Memento Tuxedo Black, Distress ink in Mowed Lawn and Gathered Twigs, ink blending sponges, tools, tea ruler, waffle flower, water media mat, lawn fawn glue tube, scissors, frog tape, tweezers, distress sprayer, and these are the Copic colors I'm using. Everything will be linked below as always for easy shopping. And whatever's in Jamie's shop will also be linked to her shop. So first of all, I cut my accent card base. There will be no layering on this card, and scored it at 5.5. I'm using my frog tape to put it on the middle so that I don't go to the back of the card. I'm going to warn you guys, this is going to be a messy card. I make a ton of mistakes, but I just kept it all in so you will learn from what I do. So don't do it. And you all know that I always have some kind of mistakes that happen, but you know, it's a handmade card. So I masked off again the sides so that it won't go to the back side of the card, and I'm using the branch part of the Bayou leaf branches, and I'm using gathered twigs, and just using my foam blending tool from Tim Holtz, and I'm kind of scrubbing it in using the side so that I make sure it gets into those fine detail lines. And now I'm using Mowed Lawn Distress ink. I decided on Distress ink because it's more vibrant than the oxides, and I'm starting to fall back in love with Distress inks. And now I'm using Mowed Lawn for the leaf part. And at first this is all I was gonna do, but it looked a little empty, so I go back, which you'll see later in the video, to do more stenciling. So that's it. I really like how that turned out. And now I'm going to be using my stackable die. This is a old Spellbinders one, but I'll link, if I can't find this exact one, I'll link something below. I like the Hero Arts Infinity dies. So anyway, I'll link something similar below, using my Gemini Junior as usual to cut it out. And this is like a peekaboo card, so that's why it's not layered. And I want my sloth image to peekaboo through that circle. So I'll be stamping that using my Misty because I have no confidence when stamping. You all know that. And I had to, I moved it horizontally so that I could open up the card base, since I'm going to be stamping it on the inside. So I'm using my Memento because I'll be Copic coloring, and as always, this is my ink pad of choice when Copic coloring. Super simple coloring. And I love how the Darcie's images are already colored, so I'm just following it exactly. So I'm just using the capsar on my table, and I'm just using either 2 colors or just 1. So I'm using the darker brown just for the knots. I'm using 2 colors for the green, but as always, these are super tiny spots, areas, so I just do it very, very lightly. And I'm using the E40s for the sloth. And again, super simple coloring. I always start with a light color first to saturate it, and then I feel like I get a better blend this way. And I don't mind that it's not smooth because it's fur. So I like that it has some texture. And I went in with a little darker on the edges. And same thing for the around the face. And the face itself, I'm using, I believe, E40. I'll have all the Copic colors listed in my description. And I'll have it on the screen here as well. R20 for the cheeks and belly. And then I scrub it out with the lightest color. And I go back in to do the nails. So then I went back and I'm like, oh, it's a little too... I should have stopped. But this is where I ran into some mistakes. So I should have just stopped right here. But I didn't add more color. I used the same colors, but just whatever was on the sponge, the ink blending tool, is what I did. So then I go to the inside and I start doing the inside. I clean off my water media mat so I don't mess up the outside of the card. And I'm going to be doing this like back and forth, which you'll see. But again, you know, learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to be, oh, I did add, oh, this same thing. I'm going to be adding, same as the front, a really dark image for the top. And so this is like the foreground. And when I go with the light colors, then that's like the background. So now I'm going very lightly, just so it has a hint of more foliage. But you can see on the top, you see that? I went over the stencil, so it has a dark line. But I just let it go. I'm just gonna let it go. I wasn't super happy with it, but I'm already, you know, started this. I don't want to start over, so I just let it go. And again, I should have stopped with just the top, but I went ahead and did all the bottoms, as you could see on the front. So I'm doing it again as it cascades down, and I'm just using again what's left over on my sponge. I put the mask over the sloth and it's protecting him. So there, I took the mask off and it's done. So the video that I did before, I made a bunch of these sentiment strips, and it's gold and I like it, but I didn't like how the sentiment part was kind of not showing up. So I used the gathered twigs and smushed the ink onto it so it will show up better. And again, I'm using scraps to raise it up and make it strong. And I'll be putting that in on the front. And my glue of choice, as usual, is my Lawn Fawn glue tube. And this is it. This is the end. I'm using my Teflon bone folder to make the score crisper. And this is the card. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Jamie, for allowing me to be the guest designer for January. I am hoping to get another video out for Not2Shabby Shop. And as always, I will have everything listed below. And if I can find it in Jamie's shop, it will be a link to her shop. And here's the inside. And again, the inside. And again, I wanted the darker foliage to be the foreground and the lighter ones to be the background. Here's another video you might enjoy, and a card making playlist. And as always, click on my face to subscribe. Thanks everyone. Aloha.